Hi, my name is Terry Estrada, and I am a watercolor artist. And today I just wanted to kind of walk you through a simple cactus. We're going to place our cactus on, this is a 5x7. I've got it taped down to a hardback board. And this is LMA, watercolor paper. LMA stands for Let's Make Art, and you can buy this paper at letsmakeart.com if you choose. I've cut it down to a 5x7, and so today I'm going to just kind of make a simple. This is going to be a very, very simple drawing. I'm going to try to draw it a little darker, just because I'm not certain that it's going to show up. Now, these are called paddle cactuses. So paddle cactuses, they're shaped just like, I guess, the name states. But what's neat is that the next branch always is connected. And I feel like maybe there's a goofy one right here. There we go. Not certain if it's showing up or not. And then what I'm also going to do is they have the most beautiful flowers on here. I'm just going to kind of roughly jot down my drawing there. Okay, so I've got my gist of what I want, and I'm going to get a mop brush. This is size 6, golden maple, sable, and I'm going into clean water, and I am just gonna tap around my drawing just because I want the background to be completely like a solid color. I don't want to have to go back through and figure that out afterwards. Watercolor paper soaks up water really good, so these mop brushes come in handy because they really love to soak up or put down the water. All right, so here's where the fun begins. So you can choose your color of background. You can choose a pink or a purple or even a sky blue if you want to make it look realistic. I'm kind of thinking I want to go kind of realistic, but I'm going to add probably just a little bit of flavor in there, just because I feel like it doesn't have to be true to life, you know? So we can make this painting what we want. And I want to try to do a fast one. So this is going to be something that we can just sit down, plop down some colors, and call it a beautiful day. So I'm making the pigment of my paint move around my cactus. I'm gonna dry off my brush a little. Just kind of blotting it onto a towel just so I can take some color off. I don't want to have to wait 2 hours for this paint to dry. And I've filled up most of it with water when we started, so I am using Daniel Smith paints. I have quinacridone violet here, and I believe this is phthalo blue mixed with it. So there we go. Just kind of jot in around where I think my flower is going to have some petals. There we go. I tend to like a dark corner just because I want to have contrast with the color that we're going to choose is mostly going to be a yellow or a nice limey green, and yellow and purple are opposites on the color wheel, so this would be a perfect opportunity to show contrast here. And with the blue, it kind of gives it a little pop of something. So like I said, that's phthalo, just like little hints of color. There we go. All right, just drying my brush off just a little. Take off some of this water. There we go. So I've been painting for as long as I can remember, but I have a really, I started really focusing on painting whenever I was in high school, and I graduated from a very small town here in Oklahoma, and I had an amazing art teacher. She kind of took me in a little. I'm just cleaning up the edges around my tape. She kind of mentored me and let me kind of explore whatever medium I wanted to use, whether it be acrylic or watercolor, or we did some oil, but she just had a free spirit about her. She was very just kind of go with the flow. Her name was Brenda Truesdale, and I just absolutely loved her way of teaching, and I felt seen and heard, and I just never stopped painting after that. So that's so now I'm going to go back into some clean water, and I'm just going to kind of tap, not all the way to the edge because I don't want these colors to mix, but I want to get into some yellow first. So I've got some Hansa yellow light, and I might pop into some quinacridone gold in just a minute, but I want the centers of these cactuses kind of bright, like they're shining through something, and we can add different layers of color after we lay this down. Okay, so now I've got my lightest color, and depending on where your light source in your mind is coming, I'm feeling I'm definitely gonna use some royal blue here. I want to add it underneath here where the shadow of this one will be, and then there would be a shadow like right here, and maybe coming up this way. Definitely a shadow under the flower. But you can see how yellow and blue make what? Green. They make green. So just by adding those two colors, we're getting a glimpse of what our cactus has the ability to do. I'm also going to go into my undersea green. It's kind of kind of like a dirty lily pad green, and I'm going to stick it down at the bottom here, maybe here. This might still be too wet. Yeah, But you know what? I kind of don't mind that. If you do, just wait for your painting to completely dry before moving on to this step. But I almost, I really kind of like that. Maybe there's another cactus out that way, like a little growth. So I'm just moving colors around. Like I said, we're just kind of, we know that this is going to be a cactus, and we make our own rules. So there's some granulation in the green. The granulation happens because this is a mineral paint, and it's not ground completely like extra fine or whatever. It's got texture for itself. There we go. All right. I like how it's bleeding through. Now, I'm going to use a color called Opera Pink. And when you see it, it is definitely something to sing about, because it is one of the brightest colors I have on my palette. And I'm just going to kind of dab that in to this area here, to my flower top. I'm not making it be anything. I might add one right here too. There we go. We can marry them together. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to get some quinacridone gold, like I told you before. It is a beautiful color, and it kind of gives this orangey tone to it. Very warm next to those cold blues. Makes it really pop out. And we want to give our cactus some kind of texture. Cactuses are not super smooth. There we go. All right. All right. So I think we can let this dry out a little bit, and just helping it along there. I have left little white spots where I don't want it to bleed out, where the paper is a little too wet, and that was just my preference. And again, this is just kind of a an abstract. This is not supposed to be a for real cactus, but it's supposed to be fun, and that's what I like about watercolor painting, because you can be fun. Now with a dry brush, you see what it's doing? It's like sucking up that paint. And what do cactuses have? They have little thorns, so it's kind of giving me a glimpse of where I can put the little cactus thorns. I'm just tapping off my paintbrush as I go. Because I'd like to have a tip on my brush. Just do random little things. There we go. Go a little smaller on this one. Yeah, there we go. We're just kind of giving it a little texture here and there. There we go. It kind of looks a little yellow to me. I'm going, there we go. I'm going to get into some green Apatite Genuine and kind of come under where I put those so that they can spread out. because my paper is still damp enough to where it can, like these cast shadows. We're just implying that there are little cactus thorns here and there. Kind of looks like a pineapple. Ay. Ones that aren't spreading as much as I want, I'm gonna help them along. There we go. I like that a little bit better. Not like it's got polka dots all over it. Sometimes we paint things that we don't necessarily like, or maybe it doesn't look good to us in that moment, but there we go. I think I might hit the hence a yellow light again right in here, just where the light is gonna hit it the most. I think right in here. Going back into my royal. Remember, that's how we got that good green. We want that shadow come back. All right. I got a little dark on me, so I'm gonna tap those out. But still dabbing little taps because I know that these cactuses are not smooth. They are very textured. And if you've ever tried to transplant one into a different pot, you better wear gloves because they're not friendly. Okay. I am going to move to a smaller brush now, one that won't hold as much water. So I am going to go into a number 6, and this is a silver velvet brush. There we go. I don't know. There we go. I love the detail that I can get. And now I'm going to go into, I feel like I want to go back into the blue, the royal blue, or French ultramarine. Oh my gosh. French ultramarine. And it's still wet. So I'm just... I might need to let this dry just a little bit more. I do have a heated craft tool, but of course it's all the way across my painting station, so I don't want to attempt to grab it right now. I apologize because that's going to mean that we're gonna be a long video. I'm gonna now put a little bit more detail into my flower. Just adding pigment really of my opera pink and just dabbing it in. Our eye, even though I'm not putting like super defined details, the trick is our eye wants it to be there. Our eye is making this flower up. So I don't really have to do anything, you know, at all to make you feel like that is a flower on my cactus. I'm gonna lift up my board real quick. You can see how pretty wet it is still. And we have a couple options. Once this dries out, we can put white cactus fronds by using it like a gel pen, or we can go in with, I've got lamp black. That is a very, very nice black, and we can just do the spikes this way, just with a small like liner brush. But again, that choice is up to you. And I feel like I could pause this and go get my heating tool. That way this is not such a long video. Hang on. Okay, so I used the heated craft tool to make this completely dry. And so now we can do that final step. So we have, like I said, we have options. We can use a gel pen, and you're just kind of, well, let me get a gel pen that works. Okay, so we're just gonna flick up, making so this is the white option. I'm not certain. I wanted the white, but I'm thinking maybe it might need the black. Okay, well, we'll just see. We'll find out which one we like the best. So this is lamp black, and I don't want to be heavy-handed with it. So maybe we can even try the blue in there. But it kind of goes into a pattern. Go into this blue. Kind of like all three. It just kind of draws out a shadow, huh? Okay. There's also the other option of using Dr. Phil Martin, and that has it's the white. It's like a solid white gouache consistency. So, It's very opaque. You can't mix this with any other colors. It doesn't mix well. So when you put it on, I mean, it's white. It's meant to cover. So if you want to use this, P.H. Martin in permanent white, I believe. My daughter put a sticker on it, so it's a happy face. So that's why my label, the name on it's not right. Again, I kind of liked the pen. It gave me a thinner mark. And then just kind of filling in more of the edges here. And not all cactuses look the same, so you have fun with what you want. It's your choice. Now you've seen the option of using just like a white gel pen or the permanent white, black. I think that black is just too jarring for me, and I'm not certain I totally like that, but way to correct it is, look, it has a shadow. So I like the white, I think, the best. Here we go. Yeah, I definitely like the white better. And I kind of like the more sparse. I'm going to lift up my painting. We're done. This is it. But like I said, you can choose which fronds you like or spines you like. I do like just the white ones better. So I would have maybe just done that. But this is a learning experience, and that's why I'm doing this. I love my blooms. I'm so happy with those. Like I said, if you like yours to be, completely dry, that's up to you. If you like this tutorial, I appreciate any comments that you might say or suggest. And afterwards, I always untape. But I like to leave my paintings taped down until they're completely dry. So, but thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back at my next tutorial. Thank you so much.